Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here, welcome back to another Monster Hunter World video, and today we're talking about Expedition Mode, NPC quests, and some of the other stuff you can do when you are given the freedom to explore at your own pace. Expedition is the mode in Monster Hunter World where you are free to roam the map, free of any sort of time limit or death limit, you're not bound by any quest parameters, and you can explore, gather and hunt whatever crosses your path. However, it doesn't end there. You also have the option to interact with NPCs located around the maps, grab quests from them, go looking for the Grimwalkine, and of course, discover the base camps too. So I figured in this video we'd take a more in-depth look at all of that. If you do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. Be sure to comment down below, let me know what you guys think, and if you have any more questions. Now, the notion of a free exploration or expedition mode isn't new. We've seen this in previous Monster Hunter titles. However, in World, given the more open nature of the maps, there's a little bit more to do this time round. Of course, if you saw my video the other day on the differences between the beta and the full game, I briefly mentioned how Expedition Mode works in that upon completing a quest, you can either opt to return to the town and pick your next quest, or you can remain on the map and enter Expedition Mode to begin exploring. You can, however, also go into Expedition Mode directly from the town, simply by selecting the map and picking where you want to spawn. But either way, as mentioned, once here, you have no time limit, you can die as many times as you want, and you can explore to your heart's content. There will be monsters on the map, and when embarking on an expedition from the hub town, the UI will actually indicate what sorts of monsters you'll find there, but this can always change too. It's worth noting that the maximum number of monsters that can appear on a map at any given time is 3. So you'll never be in an instance where there's more than that at any given moment. So I'm of course referring to large monsters and not the smaller ones. It is however worth mentioning that in Expedition Mode, monsters can and will leave the area if they've been there too long. An example of this was when fighting Diablos in the full game. We had low rank gear, he essentially one-shot us with most attacks, so we were fighting him for a good long while, and when he's getting ready to leave, you'll get a prompt on the right side of the screen saying Diablos will leave the locale soon, or whatever monster you're fighting. And then if you take too long after that, he will then just leave, prompted by another notification letting you know that he's left. This would of course leave room for other monsters to then enter the area, but if you're using it as a means to hunt something, bear in mind that while you don't have a quest timer, the monsters won't stick around forever. However, moving on from there, let's talk about quests. See, when you're roaming the maps in Expedition Mode, one of the main differences between that and being on a conventional quest, apart from of course the timer, is that you can also encounter NPCs dotted around the map. Examples being this chap here, by the fishing pond, or this lady here in the middle of the forest. There are others too, we've seen them in the Rust and Vale gameplay, I encountered this interesting chap in the Wildspire Waste, there are lots of them, and speaking to them allows you to pick up some additional quests that you can do while you're roaming the map. For example, the fisherman wanted me to catch a certain type of fish, while the lady here wanted me to use my bug net to go and catch one of these flying creatures. They're typically pretty simple quests, things that you can do passively on the side, but it's nice that while you're out, exploring the map, doing other stuff, you can also pick these up to give you more things to do. It also just makes the maps feel more alive and lived in, as opposed to just being a barren open space where it's just you versus the monsters. Something else you want to factor into whilst roaming are the base camps. You'll always start off on the map with one camp unlocked, but all the others need to be uncovered, and some of them are actually pretty well hidden. Even when I was playing the full game in Japan and I had walked around the entire Wildspire Waste and the Ancient Forest, there were still a couple of base camps that I was missing. They're not necessarily always out in the open or obvious to see, so there really is going to be value in exploring every corner of the map. Every time you pass collectible items or nodes, things like mining spots, plants to gather, bugs, etc., they are also marked on your map, so the more you explore, the better and more useful your map is going to be. And to round it all out, you're also going to want to go and seek out the Grimwalkine, since your Palico skills and abilities are linked to them. They teach your Palico skills, so if you want it to be able to ride small monsters and you want it to have more than just the Vigor Wasp spray item, then you're going to want to go looking for these guys, because that is where those skills come from. You want to keep an eye out for these doodles that you'll find marked around the environment, and you can use these to track their location just like you would track a monster. So in short, Expedition Mode actually provides you with a lot more to do than previous titles, and you won't just be out here for the sole purpose of endlessly slaying monsters with no timer. There's more to do, and it's definitely something you should take the time to explore. But for the time being, that is pretty much it. That was a more in-depth look at Expedition Mode and some of the stuff you can do while you're there. If you have any additional questions, drop them down below, but otherwise, thanks for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.